Welcome to the truth of the matter. We are reaching you from Biafra television. Nigerian government is preparing to deploy Operation Python Dance 3 in the southeast of Nigeria. Remember, last year, September, Nigeria deployed Operation Python Dance 2, where hundreds of Biafrans were killed. And right now, they are also preparing for Operation Python Dance 3 to be deployed in the southeast of Nigeria. So we are going to look at the implication right now. Of course, I am here with Mr. Nadia. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Nadia. So as it is today, Nigeria is preparing to deploy Operation Python Dance 3 in the southeast of Nigeria, where there is peace. We are not seeing terrorists. We are not seeing anything violence in the southeast. In the north, where there is Boko Haram, where there is herdsmen and the other bandits, Buhari did not deploy Operation Python Dance 3 to those areas. So, how do you look at it?
Well, the point is that there is this adage, Igbo adage, that used to say that na okeno n'ụlọ gwara nke nọ n'ọhịa n'azụ dị na ngịga.
Yes.
So that adage in English it says that the rat that is in the house told the rat outside the house that there is a fish in the cupboard.
House. Yeah.
So the question there is the first Operation Python Dance 2, who invited them? Who brought the Operation Python Dance 2? The same hand that brought the Operation Python Dance 2 is responsible for the Operation Python Dance 3. Possibly maybe because they could not achieve their aim in full capacity during the Operation Python Dance 2. All of us know why.
But hundreds of Biafrans were killed during Operation Python Dance 2.
Yes, but the fact remains is that the whereabouts of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, which nobody can today define where he is still a kind of fear. Maybe they are doing what they are doing now. Maybe they are planning to bring out the cops. Who knows? Because on the process of coming up with this Operation Python Dance 3, maybe they may come in the camouflage and they may not just bring out the cops and they tell us one story or the other.
But the issue there is, in the southeast of Nigeria, there is no violence, there is no problem.
Yes.
But in the north, there is Boko Haram, there is herdsmen, and the other bandits that have killed thousands of Nigerians and destroyed a lot of properties.
That tells you that Operation Python Dance is not for fighting of terrorism. Operation Python Dance, or whatever name they gave to it, that was deployed to the east, is purely for intimidation, subjugation, and conquering of a people. That is the essence of Operation Python Dance. Operation Python Dance is not about Boko Haram or Fulani herdsmen. Who are the people carrying out the Operation Python Dance? Is it not the same Fulani people? So how can they use the same Operation Python Dance and fight themselves when they have a mission for creating the Operation Python Dance? So the Operation Python Dance is designed purely to subjugate and kill and destroy a people, the Biafrans. Do you understand me now? And having considered the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra as their #1 target, they will not stop. Even after Python Dance 3, they will still come for 4. They are still come for 5 until they achieve their highest. I believe strongly that they have not achieved so far their main target,
the motive of
creation of Operation Python Dance, and that is the essence of continuity of that Operation Python Dance. Those that are responsible in the first place are still playing the game. They are up to something else. But let's watch out and see what happens.
Looking at what you're saying here, the essence of deploying Operation Python Dance is to subdue the people of Biafra, to intimidate the people of Biafra, and get hold of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Everybody knows that indigenous people of Biafra is peaceful in this agitation. They embark on self-determination. they have not killed anybody. What's the sense of bringing this Operation Python dance?
It shows that the protests and the agitation and all that has to do with it is attracting international presence and question. So it is all about trying to quench the aspiration of the people of Biafra, the quest for freedom, the quest for independence. So, and if you look at it currently, because of the fact that they are talking about, they are asking and calling for a referendum, you know, which the Nigerian government, in collaboration with the British government, have insisted and made it strongly a decision that they will never allow a referendum to happen in Nigeria for Biafra. So because of that, they are coming up with all kind of programs, both military or paramilitary in whatever form. They are coming up with all kind of brutal, dangerous, and very, very aggressive program in order to quench that hunger for freedom. But unfortunately, they are wasting their time, because nothing on this planet again can stop the peaceful protest and the peaceful quest for Biafra liberation. So that liberation must take place.
Now, there is Operation Python Dance 3. Nigeria is preparing to deploy Operation Python Dance 3 against the indigenous people of Biafra once again. Is there any plan to resist or to stop the move to deploy Operation Python Dance 3?
Of course, the number one agenda is to make sure that we spread the information. I think there is need to start petitioning these internal enemies who are masquerading themselves as leaders. I think there is need to petition them both locally and internationally. When that is done, it will draw more the attention of the international community. And I believe that strongly will change their motive of bringing Operation Python Dance. The indigenous people of Biafra, the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra should do something as fast as possible and petition these people, one after the other.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nadi. Thank you very much. Of course, we need to petition these people. The indigenous people of Biafra should petition these governors. So right now, is there any effort the indigenous people of Biafra has put in place to engage those of them that requested the federal government to deploy Operation Python Dance 2 last year? Because, as you said it here, the same people who requested for Operation Python Dance 2 are the people that bring in this Operation Python Dance 3 right now. Is there any move by the indigenous people of Biafra to engage these politicians in Biafra land now?
There are many moves, but there won't be a violent move so far, because we are peaceful people. And we are doing what we are doing so far in a peaceful way. So we will not resort to any kind of violent way of getting in hand with these people. But the fact remains that we will continue to call on the international community. We will continue to expose their link and expose their conversation and expose all that they have, their contributions, their negative contributions. We will continue to alert the world that so persons are responsible for what is about to happen and what has been happening before. Let me give an example of what I'm trying to say. Just a few months ago, there was a meeting, they call it a reconciliation meeting, between the IPOB hierarchy and the so-called executive of the political class in Biafra land.
Leaders, yeah.
So now, but do you know what happened? In that meeting, there were conditions stipulated, given to them, of which the whereabouts of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is part of those conditions. But for the fact that that meeting was not actually set up by those men for the purpose of Biafran interests and our people interests, for the fact that it was set up for a political reason, because all their mind and attention are centered on their political campaign, political interest. Just a political situation that will guarantee their family to continue to enjoy and to continue to subjugate their people. So because their interest was centered on that, So the meeting could not achieve the reason behind the calling of the meeting. So, and that is why this is one of the efforts for IPOB to have accepted, the leadership of the IPOB to have accepted to join them in that meeting is a very big opportunity and a very big evidence that they are doing everything within human power to reach with them and have a very good understanding in trying to solve all these problems. But those that are determined to deal and destroy the land of Biafra, they don't want it that way. They want it their own political way. But I don't think that can be achievable. So for now, there is no new approach or new way of resolving that issue as I'm talking to you. Maybe tomorrow something like that can come up.
So now you said something very interesting. You said that the reason behind the meeting, what is the reason behind the meeting?
The reason behind the meeting was to dialogue and have a common front. That is an agreement between the two parties, because in every two parties there is an interest. So the reason is to have an agreement on how to pursue the interests of Biafra and how to talk and get the issue of referendum taking place. But the fact is that,
and to ensure peace in
and
the land,
because that is the only thing that can bring peace. That is the only thing that can bring understanding and development on the land. But because some individuals who are among the elite, not all of them, I have to be very, very careful, not all of them, but there are some hijackers in the system that does not allow it to happen that way it's supposed to happen. So those hijackers have maintained that unless they suppress and subjugate the indigenous people of Biafra, it cannot, nothing will happen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nadi. So as it is today, what we are seeing in Biafra land, the politicians are stopping Biafrans to get their freedom. The politicians in the southeast, they are betraying Biafrans. They are doing everything humanly possible to stop the indigenous people of Biafra to get Biafra restored. And we, the people of Biafra, because this is era of democracy, and democracy is government of the people. Therefore, we, the people of Biafra, are also doing everything possible to make sure that Biafra is restored, because we cannot allow the Fulani to enslave us in perpetuity. So now, as it is, Mr. Nade, we still have one other issue. The indigenous people of Biafra facing the problem of Operation Python dance. So does Operation Python dance deter the indigenous people of Biafra from getting their freedom?
I don't think so, because if the Operation Python dance 2 could not achieve that, even this one will not achieve that. Even the next one to come cannot achieve that. No force on this planet Earth can stop the restoration of Biafra.
Do you think that the indigenous people of Biafra will escape this Operation Python dance terror?
I think whether they escape it or not is not the main issue there. The main issue there is to expose those that are behind it and tell the world in case if it happens. Because Nigeria does not obey law. Nigeria does not obey law, and some people are behind all the things that we are seeing that is happening.
Is there any need for retaliation?
No, for now we have not told the part of violence.
And because what I say is that they are preparing for Operation Python dance terror. Yes. So if that happens, is there any need for retaliation?
I think there is need to wait for the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra to declare for self-defense before any action can be taken in terms of someone defending himself. In regards to Operation Python dance, I'm not saying people should not defend themselves ordinarily on any external forces coming to them. People should go for self-defense if there is any force of that nature. But
that is fundamental human right.
That is fundamental human right. But when it has to do purely on issue of Operation Python dance, I think our people should exercise patience and wait while the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra continue all the both legal and other logical processes, you know. That is the only way forward now. But the most important thing that is needed is to petition these people that are behind it, because when you petition them, the law, the world, everybody will be alerted, because at that point you have followed the due process.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nadi. Thank you very much. Great Biafrans, what we are saying right now is Nigeria is preparing to deploy Operation Python Dance 3. Last year, Nigeria deployed Operation Python Dance 2. Hundreds of Biafrans were killed in the southeast of Nigeria. And today, Nigeria is preparing for Operation Python Dance 3 to kill our people again. Then the question is, what is happening in our land? What are the politicians are doing? Why the politicians are the ones behind this Operation Python Dance that are killing our people? Because we have chief security officers. The governors are the chief security officers of their respective states. So why are they allowing this Operation Python Dance 3 or Operation Python Dance in the southeast? This is the question. And they are the same people that are stopping the indigenous people of Biafra to restore Biafra. Right now, the information we are giving to the public is, if any Operation Python Dance 3, the people must hold the governors and the leader of Hanese Indibo must hold them responsible for Operation Python Dance 3. And any reaction to that, they should be the ones to hold responsible for that. This is the truth of the matter. Thank you very much for watching.